Hi guys, Patty from Patty's Crafty Spot, and I haven't made a video in a little while, so I thought I would pop on here and give you a kind of a quick little tutorial. So this tutorial is going to be featuring the Crealies die. This is, excuse me, Clote 34. Absolutely cute. And let me show you what I did with this. So currently I am following the Scrapqueen's tutorial on YouTube for Amelia Cherry. And this die right here is this nice cute fancy edge. And on it I had also made it work as a reverse for a pocket on this side. So I don't know if there's already out there on how to do that or not, but I kind of discovered this when I was making this, so I figured I'd show you in case you were not aware. So that's one of the things I'm going to show you. And then the other thing is I wanted to continue with that fancy die, so I wanted to make some tabs with it, and they are super cute to make the little tabs. You can see that right there. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Super cute, and that's an easy thing to do with your scraps. So let's do the tabs first, because that's the easiest thing. So for the tabs, all you need is just your scraps, just like this. Get this out of the way. So you just need your scraps, and I had already taken and run these through my machine, so this is just with the scrap paper. And it's really easy to do. The only thing I did not do was cut paper. Alright, I forgot to cut paper for my sample. So for these right here, real simple, I'm going to use some art glitter glue to put these together. So you cut out your pieces with your scraps, and then all you're going to do is you're just going to cut them. So on these, I'm just going to cut at a little angle like this. So just cutting that piece off there, and then again at the angle, so I don't need the scraps. And then I want to eliminate some bulk in my photo thing, so I'm just going to chop it down. And then for the decorative part, same thing again. Chop it down, just like that. So if you're making a tag and tab and you want to do a front and a back side, you'll need two. And when you make an album, you should always have lots of extra scraps left over. So I'll get this out of the way. So this is what I have right here. And this one can actually probably get cut down a little more. So all you're going to do is when you're going and making your little tabs, so on this, just add a little bit of glue right to there. And then just go ahead and just stick it where you want. So on these here, you can see, so now it's just the 3 points here. I'm not, you can see if you can see it better here. So you see how these little side pieces are sticking out here and here? Those pieces I don't want to show, so I just put them down below my photo mat here. And then you just take your decorative paper, and now you can add that. Just like that. Pretty. And then you do the back side. And again. So there you go. So you have that little tab. And then you can go ahead and add on, if you have, so you can go like that. So you can't even see all the extra right there. So now you just made a super cute little tab right there. And it's pretty, and then this one matches how my album is. Super cute. Alright, so now let me show you how I made the fancy page. So now I'm going to show you again how to do this super cute little technique right here. And you can do it all in one step. So for that, so this is my paper for the background. So on this one here, because I want to run it through my machine, so let me show you that. Oops. Alright, I lost my little pin for my glue. Just don't want to stab myself with it. Find another one. Okay. So on this here, now what I did was I cut my paper. This is the size I happened to need for my page, which was 8 1/4. So the first step is I wanted to measure down 1 inch from the cut edge here. So I measured down 1 inch and make a line all the way across. And then the other thing was I needed to know how wide my die was from here to here. So on my mat here, I can line it up. Each square here is 1 inch. So I'm lining it up perfectly even with this line here. And it actually comes up to 1/4. So it's 1 inch and 1/4. So 1 1/4 inches is the overall space from the edge to the top. Okay. So then what I did here is from my 1 inch line that I drew, then I measured down another 1 1/4. And I did that all the way across, and then I made my line. So you can kind of see here. So this first line here is 1 inch, and then the second line here, this in the space here, is 1 1/4. And then I needed to find my center. So I just used my centering ruler, and I found out what my center was. So my paper is 8 1/4. So to center it, it's going to be 8 1/8. And then I find my center. And then I make a couple little marks just so I know I get it straight through. So right here you can see my center line. So then super simple for this is, now I want to cut it so it fits right in between my lines here, just like this. So this part here is the center, at the center spot, and then I'm just bringing this all the way down to the where we made that line right there. And then real simple, I'm going to add some washi tape to hold it in place. So just make sure everything's nice and even. And now I'm just going to run it through my machine real quick. And you can erase all those lines afterwards. That's why I did them in pencil. So now what we can do too is, right now I don't need those pencil lines. So if I can find my eraser, you can go ahead and erase all your lines. Most of it's just going to get covered up with pattern paper anyway. And then you can go ahead and take this off. And then finish erasing my lines. Alright, so now what I want to do, so you can see it's still all attached here. So the next thing I want to do is I want to fold it down. So I'm just bringing it, flipping it over, and lining it up nice and even with the edge of this paper here. And I'm just going to burnish that down. And then the same thing again over here, lining this part here right up with my paper edge right there, so I get a nice even fold. So there, so that's how I made that part here. And then just for the designer paper now, I'll just show you that. So again, with this one here, I have wanted to make my line, so 1 1/4 down, because again, that's the distance from like here to here, and then I found my center. So then just before, I'm going to go ahead, line it up. Now this paper here is 8 1/4, so I wanted to deduct the 1/4 inch for my border, so I cut this one here out at 8. So I'm going to just line everything up with my lines, and again, I'm going to go ahead, tape it down, and now I'm going to cut that out. Alright. And of course, if you're inking edges, you would ink it all before you go ahead and put anything down. And again, just erase the pencil lines. And you draw a very faint line, so you can, it'll just erase right off easy. And then there you have this part. So if you want to, go ahead, pull that down. So this part you're going to actually cut off, but I wanted to make a nice creased line so I knew where to go. So to cut it off, just like that. And then, so then you have yours right here all set out, just like that. This, I actually happen to love this particular die. I think it is so pretty. So this is what you would do if you're doing for the top part. So then for your pocket part on the back, so the first thing you want to do is you're going to do your designer paper, and you're going to put that in first. So you would go ahead and put that in just like that. And then what you do afterwards, I don't want to waste too much of this because I can use this paper for tags. But then what you do is you take some tape or some glue and you just put it right here and here, and then you would stick it down just like that. And then what you do is when you go to make the pocket part, you use your decorative paper. And let's go ahead and do that real quick. I didn't make a one for that, so let me do that for it with you. So again, you already know that this is 8 inches. So that's 8 inches right there. So what you want to do is the same thing again. I have bugs everywhere in here. I have my AC in because it's like 1,000 degrees out right now, and I didn't put the foam in, so see how it's late at night? The bugs are all coming in. Gotta love it. So which way did I cut? So right here. So you get free bugs. So on this one here, again, so let's find the center. So 4 inches. It's going to be the center. Oops. Alright, so 4 inches on each end here and here, center point. And then I'm going to measure down 1.25 inches. Here. And a nice faint little line. And then I'm going to take my die. So now this one you need to do the opposite way because you're doing the other part, the pocket. So this one you want to come all the way to the edge. And I swear these bugs are grasshoppers. I think I'll be sealing that up tomorrow. Alright, so then you just take this and now you're going to cut it out. Okay, and then just take it off. And you got to be careful sometimes too taking your washi off because it will tear your paper just because it's getting like super pressed down in the machine. So you just kind of got to take it off slowly. But that part there doesn't matter because I'm not using that piece. Unless you are making a tag, like I showed you how, you could always use these pieces. So that's a perfect piece to go ahead and cut out and make a nice little cap. So then what you're going to do is, you've got this paper down already, so then you're going to put a little bit of glue or tape right on these spots here and here. And I would glue this down. I just don't want to waste the paper because I'm still making that album. And I just don't want to waste any pretty designer paper. So then once that's glued down, do not glue anything in here because this is where you're going to make your pocket. So if you glue it, you'll be limited. So that's where that's going to go. And then you would just add this piece to like right there. So see, that's how you make your thing. And then once everything's all glued down, you have your cute little pocket on this side, and then you have your other page over here. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this cute little tutorial. This is again featuring the Crealies die. This is on the edge die, and it is Clote 34. I absolutely love this. And I will leave a link down in the description box to the website. And anyway, thanks for stopping by. And until next time, guys, happy crafting. Bye.